every Monday night, every Wednesday night, every Friday night. Positive thinking people, PTP. Positive thinking people, PTP. Positive thinking people, PTP. Positive thinking people. Every Monday night, every Wednesday night, every Friday night, every Monday night, every Wednesday night, every Friday night, every Monday night, every Wednesday night, every Friday night. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome. How y'all doing today? It's People to People with Rodney Grimes here in the studio here in Tyson Corner, Virginia. I'm telling you, it's always a pleasure to be here. Always a pleasure to bring you that positive people to people, power to power, positive thinking people. So, it's just so much is going on. So I always say so much is going on because that's the truth. So much is going on. Before I even really get into talking about some other things, remember that it's always good to try to make a difference in your life, other people's lives, so that, we all can just feel comfortable and prosper together. So with that said, my topic today is who's responsible for our future, who's responsible for making changes, and who's responsible for our communities. The reason I talked about this like this is I had an experience over the weekend, which shout out to Ehab, who had a connection with doing something fantastic. Him and some other brothers who came in from different parts of the country to put on an event. I knew it had to be at least 50 to 100 doctors in this one room, and they were talking about different things from their country and things that was going on, and it just was so powerful, and it made me think about when other people from other countries come to the United States and they can collaborate on a powerful level. What are we doing in this country to collaborate on the problems that we have? And so again, shout out to Ehab for getting that connection. I'm laughing because I know he running off of some type of energy wire because he was up all night long for the last couple of nights just setting up equipment, making sure things was running. But much love and respect to him. And then for him also to be in the studio today, hey, doing what we do, keeping it real. Yeah, so much respect. Before I really get into my deep conversation, I also want to let y'all know that on September, let me see, I think it's September 13th, we have the Young Executive Open House Networking event here at the intelligence office. That's 1934 Old Gallows Road. Okay, on the third floor. Now I'm telling you, this is a free event. If you're interested in networking, you want to come in and shake hands with some people, talk about your businesses, your ideas, and some things. It's a free event. Please come out. Don't be scared of the traffic. Let me tell you something. That traffic on that beltway is a joke. It get tight, but let me tell you something. If you're not riding like a clown in the street, you get here in 20 minutes from almost any direction wherever you're coming from. 20 to 30 minutes at the most. And I do it on a regular, and I've come to realize it takes me about a good 20 minutes coming from Fort Washington. So come on out on September 13th and experience a networking event that's free. It will be some wine and some beer available for grown-ups. So I'm not looking for no 12 and 13-year-old individuals to come out here and think that you're going to come and do some illegal drinking. No, but it is some adults that'll be in the room, and you're more than welcome to bring your young teen to come and experience this. Because it's an opportunity for you to get them in the right frame of mind. So again, that's going to be on September 13th. It's called the Young Executive Open House Networking Event here at the Intelligence Office here in Tyson's Corner. Also, what I want you to know is don't forget our call-in number is 703-752-6120. 703-752-6120. We love it when you call in and interact with us on the program. Also, don't forget the Cash App is the $ capital R capital G 1960. Believe me, when you support this program, you are supporting your community, because this is a community-based program. This is the People Podcast. We're networking with the DMV in all areas, and there's some powerful things that's just going to be moving forth. And let me tell you something. What I want you to know is this is not just about me. It's not just about you, but it's all about us. And remember, when I say that for a reason, because you got to realize something. You can't just be sitting in your living room thinking that everything is okay because you're in your living room. Bullets come through the window. Bullets come through the wall. Sometimes bullets come through the same room. We as individuals, and I said the bullets, because we have a really serious problem with violence just overwhelming in the communities. And I'm not sure, back in the day, I'm going to keep it real, so we don't sugarcoat it. I remember some white folks that say something, oh man, this don't happen in our neighborhoods, but guess what? When they wake up and one of their kids is dead, or the kid that came in there and shot everybody in the house, it didn't matter whether they was black or white. In the black neighborhoods, what happened? A lot of guys get to drug activity going on, and one guy done smoked some PCP, and the next thing you know, he done messed around and shot somebody who happened to be his best friend, and he didn't even realize he did it because he was high off some craziness. I remember one time I was watching the news, and it was an Asian man said, I never thought that this was happened to us in this neighborhood, and it happened right next door. One of the kids messed around and shot some of his family members, and then went and committed suicide. So when I'm talking about who's responsible for our future, who's responsible for making changes, who's responsible for our communities, know that it is you. Let me tell you, it's you that makes that difference. It's you, me, all of us. We have to make the changes together. And that's what, again, I don't want to really ride off of what I saw over the weekend, but it was so powerful because I was listening to them and they're talking. and they was coming up with a solution. They coming up with a solution. And the one story that really got me was this one doctor was talking about this one kid that he had talked to in the hospital, and the kid stepped on a mine. He stepped on a mine. Now, let me tell you something. We got kids running around here right in the neighborhoods, up and down in Virginia, Maryland, D.C., Baltimore, all this area, right? They not worried about no mines. They not worried about that. You know what they worried about? They worried about flying bullets. But it's almost the same thing. You understand? We have to make it so that we make it safe for the young people. Why is this young guy in a hospital where he lost his leg? That doesn't make sense. We got to do something about that. Okay, and I'm saying this is when it was a question was said. What are some of the solutions? I wanted to jump up, but I was there to do some interviews. But I wanted to jump up so bad and say, let me tell you, I know we got two major solutions. Two major. The one is we definitely got to put God first in our life. Stop making it about you as an individual. We got a lot of people who hold power in their hands and they make it all about them. They want to walk around with these egos because they can make different decisions in different locations, different areas of our life. And they don't really think about everybody. They think about how they feel. So part of that solution right there, we have to start making sure that the people that we have in positions to make power are the people who really care about everything around them and not just themselves. And then the second thing that I wanted to bring out that I thought was real powerful, let me tell you something. Always bring one of your young children with you, young teenager. I'm going to be reaching out. I'm trying to find somebody who's really seriously interested in moving forth. Now, this is the bad part. I got about 7 or 8 grandchildren. You know what? I can't control them what their parents say or whatever, but it's open. And I'm going to reach out and tell each one of my kids, look, talk to your children, whoever wants to roll with me and try to get put in a position where they're going to be able to learn some things that's going to help their future. I'm willing to have them to be able to be walking beside me and be able to participate and learn and listen. But I'm also going to say, if you have a son, I prefer, because I'm a man, I would prefer that if you have a son that's of good age that can communicate well, that you want to have put in position to learn some things, to come in and be part of the process of our production, to go to meetings with me and things of that nature, let me know. I'm putting it out there. I'm willing to do that, because when we bring young people and put them involved, the young people come with new direction and new ideas. And one of the things I would have told everybody in that room when I was talking about it, you can take a kid from Asia, you can take a kid from Africa, you can take a kid from the UK, you can take a kid from America, you can take all of them, put them all the same age, right? And put them all in a room and leave out the room. Don't say anything to the children, right? Just let them in there. And you put something in there that all of them can relate to, maybe a ball or some bowling pins or whatever, and watch and see what happens. I guarantee you they'll start playing with each other. Now, when you start to seeing the domination among the kids start to come out, most of that comes from what they have seen in their household. Most of that aggressive behavior comes from them seeing it from somebody else, because most kids, all they full of is love and joy and having a good time, and and they don't care what color you are. They really don't. Half the time they don't even pay attention to that until somebody brings it to their attention. But the kids have a tendency to take that, and they got that pure love that they can share with one another that makes it so that they'll be able to function in the same room without any problems. Yes, you got a kid that's going to have a little more energy and a little more aggressiveness about him, but overall, if all the other kids stop playing with him, he'll calm down. He or she'll calm down, and he'll get back in there so they can get into rhythm and things. Now, reason why I said that's the same thing what I'm talking about with adults. Most of us, we have all these individuals who are in positions who now have gotten sour. They got a little sour in their inside of their spirit, and they're not willing to listen. They want to make it about what they think is right because they said it, because they had the dream, because they thought about it, instead of coming into community and finding out what the community want. And they making the wrong decisions because we could see the results, because we got kids going crazy right now. We got diseases all over the place. We got a lot of things going wrong, and we have to be responsible for our future, the changes, and our communities. So for everybody to just tuning in, this is People to People with Rodney Grimes. And I'm going to tell you something. I'm so excited when I come out here and do these things. This is not about me to just come and get some attention. I live this, I breathe this. It's exciting for me to always to do things that's going to help the community. Also, I want to do a shout out to Ernesto Rodriguez and Frankie, my man, Francisca. I think I said his name right. But I'm gonna say Frank. He fought he was fighting Saturday over at the Rosecroft. And I man, congratulations to you, my brother. He knocked the dude out in the second round. I had him in here. We did an interview with them a few days ago. I think it was last Wednesday. And I'm so proud of this brother and so happy. I told him once he won, I told him he was going to win. I was just listening to the way he was talking, and I was like, you know what, this dude is going to win. And as soon as he get that victory, we're going to bring him back in and have him to come and sit down with us and talk a little more about being prepared in that ring. Also, remember that at the end of the month, every last Thursday of the month, we got Man in the Mirror with Boo Jones, Nate Jenkins, Amy Cakes, and also myself, Sir Rod. We sit down with different guests and powwow with individuals and talk about things to help us, again, make changes in our community, changing the way we think and the way we responded. Again, we got so much going on. Also, I'm going to check my book. I do know that I got on September 5th, I have a gentleman that I really, really look up to this guy, and I'm excited about him coming in, Mr. Sidney Foots. He'll be coming in. He is an amazing man who has done some things in the community. So we're going to have him in on the 5th of September. Also, let me get back in here. It's another special event going to be coming up, and that's at the, let me see. We got it's a book. It's a book event that's going to be coming up. That's going to be taking place out in what is that? My mind going blank right here because I needed to write that information down. But it's going to be at Mills. What's that? Olin Mills? What is it? Olin Mills? No, the one that's out down the highway. Potomac Mills. It's going to be going down Potomac Mills. It's going to be a event for black artists, authors, done by Miss Roberta Elliott. She's from Alexandria, a phenomenal individual who doing some big things. Shout out to her. And on the 22nd, they having a contest. On the 22nd, the winners will be here at the studio with me. It should be, I think it's it's going to be two winners, and Miss Elliott, Miss Roberta is going to be here, and we're going to be talking about what they're doing, and I'm excited about that. And if I got any information wrong, please don't be mad at me, because I'm trying to stay on top of my game and stay on top of everything that's happening. Also, I got to let you know that we have the Nylon reboot. That's a play that's going to be going on August 23rd. Let me tell you something. You want to make sure that you get your tickets. The tickets are on sale. The tickets are on sale, and I'm gonna tell you something. You want to do that. You want to make sure you get your tickets. I got mine. I will be there. 100%. I got my tickets, and it's Nylon Reboot. The reboot is written by Brandy Burks and directed by Gill Nelson. This is going to be a phenomenal play. A good time for you to just come out and unwind and just relax. You'll be able to get your tickets at the buoycenter.org, or if you reach out to me at 703-798-7230, I can get you in contact with someone else who have tickets available immediately, so you don't have to go through no a hard time getting your tickets. But definitely you want to make it. The tickets are selling out. They're selling out fast. Actually, after I had them on the show, I thought about it. I meant to tell them to give me my tickets right then, but then I said, no, you know what? I was so excited about having Miss Pam, which is Gil's wife, the Nelsons, on the show with me. I didn't think about it. Then I ended up having to get my tickets the very next day. But I got mine, so I'll be there. Hopefully you will be there. I'm already trying to go and find me some brand new shoes so I can look pretty sharp up in this joint when I come up in there. Because you definitely want to come out, representing. You know how we do down in the DMV. We like to look good. I had the opportunity to go to Philadelphia over the weekend and got up there, and I saw, man, it's a whole different jungle. But we represent down on this end. That's just how we do it. I don't know what to say. We do. We represent very well. We like to look nice. We like to have a good time, and that's just who we are in the DMV. So again, remember, get your tickets for the program, the play, Nylon, the reboot. Nylon's the reboot. Okay. Again, that is written by Brandy Burks and directed by Mr. Gill Nelson. And I'm telling you, y'all gonna see some amazing work. And the actors, oh my God, I know one particular young lady that's gonna be there, Darlene Smith. She's gonna be, I think she's Ladybug in the play. So I can't wait. I'm so proud of her, and I'm so proud of them all, just seeing them to fall in their dreams. Also, I want to take this opportunity. When I say, who's responsible for our future, it's us. And we have to make the difference in some of the things that we're doing and how we go about it. I've been networking with my partner, Ehab, from Nas Joda. We were talking about some of the things that we're looking to do in the future. We're expanding with the studio, but we also looking for people who are interested in getting videos done. You want to get your video done. You want to try to get some marketing things changed in the arena. Listen, we are opening the door for that. We're opening the door for you to come in and be a part of what we're doing. Not only will Nas Joda it's an independent company. It's an independent label who functions and do things outside of the country as well as in the country. So you want to get some of your stuff seen over in Egypt and different parts of Africa and places like that. You definitely want to get in touch with us, and I'll put you directly in contact with Ehab, and believe it or not, these things will happen. So, with that said, for a lot of you, please do not sit on this like you don't have an opportunity to get your information out there, okay? Because it's very important that we let you know that we got your back. Excuse me. When I get to talking, it gets a little rough in my throat. That's why I got my tea. I just got the signal to make sure I drank my tea. Excuse me. But again, let me tell you something. Making changes and start, when you talk about making changes, right? You know where the changes start at? Really? They start right at your house. They start right in your living room, in the dining room, wherever you sit down and break bread. Get to a point where you're starting to tell your children you love them. Tell them that you love them when they go out the door. Let them know that they have a reason to live. I'm I'm not going to give this brother's name out because I have a meeting with this individual on this Friday. We're going to talk about something. But I heard this brother speaking, man. I thought it was very positive. And he was talking about the violence in the DMV and all around. And he really he kind of triggered my thinking about the topics today. And he was saying, you know, when you see something going wrong with one of your family members or whatever, speak up. A lot of y'all got to realize something. You know why they having problems finding these killers? You know why? Because they looking in the wrong places. I'll tell you. I'm not no expert at this, but I'm just using a little common sense. Work with me on this. When you got a 13-year-old that's not afraid to kill somebody, how many people are going to be looking for a child to pull the trigger? A lot of us are not realizing that we got babies now running around with guns who do not understand the seriousness of taking a life. It's almost, you know, like the first time you step on an ant or you step on a water bug and you hear that crunching sound and you do like the but then after a while they get on your nerves and you be like pop, and the popping of them start to sound like a little cracker or something that you get a kick out of. You just step on them without. That's what happens when you get a young person the taste of taking a life. They don't really care about getting to the age of 50 because they don't know the joy of it. They don't know the joy of having a responsibility of sitting down in the living room, drinking a cup of tea, watching your favorite show. One of mine is the Flintstones, Andy Griffin. I love watching that and some old Westerns. And when I get tired of the world society, I can go in there and do that at my age, right? But we got a lot of young kids don't think about that. They be like, I don't care. That's because you're not making a difference in their life. You're not giving them something to look forward to. And it starts with us. It starts with us to make those differences. We have to be the change in the future. If you have a young child around you, talk to them, but don't talk just to them, talk with them. Ask them questions. And when you go to the meeting sometimes, bring one of the children with you. Dress them up and put them in a little shirt and tie and let them walk in and see what it feels like for someone to come up and shake his hand. How you doing, young man? How you doing, sir? I was at a event one time over at the Library of Congress where I was over there catering. And I saw several individuals bringing their young teenagers in, and they was introducing them to different politicians who was running for office. And I was sitting there and I was looking and I was like, man, now I see how they do it. This is how they create these new young leaders. They bring them in and give them a little taste of it. They let them see that they can make a difference in their life at 15, 16, 17 years old. I got some young grandchildren. They could care less about coming at a meeting with me. You know why? Because I and their parents haven't been sitting down, talking to them, and really getting them to understand how serious it is for them to make changes right now, that for their future, they could be able to sit down comfortably in their own house and be able to watch the programs they want to watch as they take their shoes off after a hard day's work. That's what most of us look forward to, the sense of relaxation in our space. When a child doesn't think about that, the child does not think about the fact that he'll take a life, that he killed a child or another human being. We gotta make the changes ourselves. Follow me, I'm telling you. You know, if you around your kid and your kid hearing you cussing and fussing all the time, guess what? That's what the kid's gonna do. And it's funny when they come back and cuss at you. I've had some situations in my life with my own children. You know, and I realized that I look at them, and many of, you know, I can honestly say my kids do pretty good. They young entrepreneurs in their own right. And I believe that they got that from me because I've always been a man to try to get out and get my hustle on. I ain't going to jail. I'm not going to be no drug addict. I ain't going out here to be no user and abuser of nothing. What I do is I get out here and make things happen, and I'm blessed to see my children do that as well. And so what I'm telling you is whatever you mix in the mixing of when you're trying to make a cake, You know, it's what you put in there that's going to determine how well the cake come out, how it's going to rise, how it's going to taste. That's also your children. So who is responsible? Who you are. You're responsible. You're responsible in any way you look at it. You have to make the changes. You have to do this. This is what people to people stand for. We come out to make changes in the DMV. You know, we're going to be doing videos. We got a lot of things that's coming up in the future. We struggling in some areas because as you move forth, you have to move with technology. You have to get equipment. Let me tell you something. This equipment, this microphone I'm talking on right now, about almost, and everybody who knows about these things, this is not less than $260, almost $300 per mic. Okay, and I got about, looking at it, it's about at least 4 of them, maybe 5 of them in here. We, man, just in a meeting the other day, Ehab and myself, as we was discussing some of the developments of some of the things that we're doing, we looking at new cameras. We looking at the low end cameras, and they was like 35. I think they was like 3,500 a piece, and we need about 4 of them. Okay, all right. But you know, this is what we got to do, and we trying to make these things happen. But I said all that to say, to let you know, what we're doing with this program is we're trying to put ourselves in a position where we're really looking out for people, and we are being responsible for the changes. We'll be responsible for the future. We're being responsible for the community. Also, if you have an event that you want us to talk about, please reach out to me. You can send it to my email. You can send it to the email people to people. I think it's people to people 304 at gmail.com. Okay, and if that doesn't work, send it to Rodney GPTP at yahoo.com. So was that the first one correct?
The people to people 304 at gmail.
Okay, all right. So I'm telling you, we're looking for information. We're looking for things that you want us to bring to you. We are so excited about doing that. So please reach out to us. We out here. We don't just represent Tyson Corner. We represent Fort Washington. We represent Southeast, Northeast. We represent Baltimore. We represent Sudan. We represent everywhere. We representing. This is people to people. Right? This is people to people. So we're talking about all over the world. And that's one of the things that we are really, really looking forward to. I can just tell you, y'all going to hear it. You heard it from me right here. What we got planned coming up in the future is going to blow your mind. And I'm not worried about nobody trying to duplicate what I do. It's enough money for you, me, and everybody else. Because it's not about the money with me, for real. You know what it's about? It's about me making a difference in somebody's life. And if it's another person who out there that can do it better than me, let me know. I will help you by saying, hey, this is how I did it. Now, if you can do better, go with it. I'm not mad. Because, I can't take nothing with me when I die. The only thing I could really take with me is the fact that I realized that I made a difference in somebody's life and I helped someone. So again, that's my topic today. Who's responsible for the future? Who's responsible for the changes? Who's responsible for the community? I'm telling you, you are. And when I say you are, that's you that's sitting in the living room. You that's in the kitchen cooking. You're the one that's going to the grocery store. You're the one that's praying. You're the one that's talking about education. You're the one talking about get a job. You're the one that make a difference. We have to come together and get past this selfishness that we show among each other. We got to get rid of all that. We got to do things that's going to empower our children. That's where the problem is. Let me tell you something. These old guys that's still in office who are still scratching their butt, right, and not washing their hands, we got to get rid of them. They got to move to the side. Let's get somebody in the office that's gonna come in there with some fresh ideas and really looking to make this world a better place. Because I'm gonna tell you something. If they don't, I'm telling you, we're destroying it little by little, and we're doing it within ourselves. So we're the ones that are responsible making the changes. Normally I have a guest every now and then. But when I get something real heavy on my heart, I come on, and sometimes it's even hard. It's a lot of work to doing these podcasts. It ain't easy, believe me. Sometimes you gotta go pick the people up. Sometimes you gotta meet the people somewhere, and you gotta network with them, and it's just a lot. You should see some days we in here working and turn down equipment. Again, for this event that took place at the Hyatt in Capitol Hill this weekend, I was laughing because I came in there and I saw all this equipment sitting all over the place, and it was about 12:30, 1:45 in the morning, and I looked at Ehab and I was yawning, and I was ready to go home and go to bed, and he was like, "Yo, I'm just getting started," and I was like, "You got to be kidding me." And just as I was getting ready to leave, then another brother just came in from California, who flew in, and he came in, looked like he just drunk a gallon of coffee because he was ready to go to work. And I'm like, dude, do y'all realize what time it is? And this was so funny. So I went home and went to sleep, and I got back up and put my suit on and everything and went over so that I could get ready to. And when I got there, man, everything was already moving. They had all the cameras all set up, everything. I was like, and I was looking at. I kind of tapped Ehab. I said, "What did you take?" I say, because I was still yawning, and he was sitting there looking like just a bright-eyed bunny rabbit, right? He was working and doing what he doing. And I was like, man, and it was just amazing. It was an amazing experience, and I really learned a lot, and it was a pleasure. I met some individuals, a couple of them who I interviewed. I'm setting up to do some interviews with them from different locations in the United States. But this is powerful, and it's all about us. What I love about the program we have, People to People, that's what it's about, people to people. It's about you, it's about me, it's about we. When I say it's not about you, it's not about me, that means individually. But yes, it is about you. Yes, it is about me, but it's we. And that's what really counts. And sometimes, my mom always say, you got to watch how you say things and what you say, because some things, when they come out, you can't take it back. Well, if I ever offend you in any kind of way, that's not my intention. And let me tell you something else. A lot of things that I talk about on the show, these are my own personal belief. This doesn't represent the whole People to People staff. So everybody has their own belief on certain things. So I don't want people to think that, if I say something about a Western movie that don't have no black people in it, that don't mean that my white counterpartners is agreeing with me, because they might have saw one. I just didn't see them. But these are things that, what I'm saying. Y'all get what I'm saying, right? So again, let's come together. We got a lot of work to do here in the DMV. We got to really make changes, and let us focus on doing some good things. I was talking to another one of my colleagues, Dr. Cunningham, and he was telling me to say, he called me Pops. He said, Pops, you got to work on your content. You got to get it so that we can build up the numbers and so we can get support. Let me tell you something. I need you to reach out to me so I know what to bring to you. I don't want to just bring what I want to bring. I don't want to bring what I think you want. I want to know. So reach out to us and give us a shout out. The phones are open. Call in 703-752-6120. 703-752-6120. Call in. Let's chat a little bit. Also remember, again, we had a Cash App. I put that out there. I have supporters. I have people that donate. And let me tell you something, I appreciate it, because that's why we're able to get the equipment. As you've been noticing, you seeing the studio changing, you seeing things taking place. Let me tell you something, that's because of your contributions. And those what we take and we put in and we make it work. I want to
Can I play the interview with the lady?
Yeah, go ahead. Can you got it?
I got it.
Okay. Okay. And hello, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
And can you tell me your I can name, see it. I
please?
can't hear it.
My name is Shukran.
Okay, Sharon, here you are at this event. How is this helping you, and what is it doing for you, for the individuals who you network with?
So I'm a current dental student hoping to go into oral surgery, hopefully into global health. And so this is kind of my first look at global health, especially looking into my own home country of Sudan. In the future, one of my goals is to go back and do some free surgeries for people who need it at most. And so this is actually a networking opportunity for me to work with physicians and people who currently are in that field, as well as gain inspiration for what we could look forward to in the future.
Okay, and so do you find it that it's a lot of people, or should I say individuals in your age bracket that is taking this very serious?
I guess it's a little bit of a bias because the people who I do network with and the people who I work with are interested in a lot of things, same things as me. For example, I'm currently at Columbia University. They have an MPH program for dental students like myself. And so there are a lot of people that I personally know that are taking that extra step to go into public health and go into global health, but there is still a lack of education for the general population in America, and that kind of contributes to that overall, I guess, scarcity of people in my age bracket for the general population.
So basically what you need to do, or we need to do, and that is to educate more young people about what's going on so that they know that they are the future to the problems. They are able to be put in a situation to solve the problems. And you, what is it that attracted you to be able to, you want to be you're becoming a doctor? Okay. So all right, as we move forward, because we're going to bring some other scenes in from some of the interviews. Just work with me because this was amazing. When I tell you that was, it was just phenomenal. Seeing some of these individuals in there and what they were doing, and just realizing what they were doing to make the difference in for what they're doing for their culture, for their fellow man, fellow woman. Power, very powerful. Like I said, it was a lot of young doctors. It was a lot of young people who are in school, who were in there, who are in the medical field. They came in from different parts of the country. It was, some real powerful doctors up in there, man. I'm talking some guys who was like heavy hitters that I could tell by just some of the information that they were sharing. That it was just phenomenal. But what again, what really was so phenomenal about it is that I saw who was responsible. They were responsible for making change. They was responsible for coming together. So, it's powerful what's going on. And when you see that and you be like, man, this makes a big difference. So that was just one of the interviews you just saw with one of the young ladies who is going to school and to get her level of doctor's credentials in order. And she's making the difference herself. She's starting within herself. And so that's real powerful. And so, again, I'm just excited because I know that we're going to be doing the same thing. And what I'm looking to is to collaborate with some people here in the DMV, United States, where we're going to literally start doing some networking events so that we can talk about the violence and the problems with the drugs and so we got to get back to getting the kids involved, so that they can have a purpose, and let it not be about, who can make the most money illegally. We had a lot of them that they just don't care about going to jail. They think like going to jail is like going to college. Man, I do not want any one of my grandsons to end up behind bars, or my granddaughters. Because I think that, when you get behind bars, you become like an animal. You get that animal instinct that you have, it kicks in. And then your morals and things change. We got a lot of people that will do some things when they come out to the positive, but let me tell you something. You got to realize, once you're exposed to those areas of being behind bars, it do something to you. Try to stay. You know what I used to tell people when I was mentoring in some of the schools? I go talk to some of the kids. I say, you want to know what it's like to be locked up? And this is for anybody who haven't been locked up before. Excuse me. Anybody who haven't been locked up before, let me tell you what you do. Take both of your hands and put them up under both of your thighs. and sit on them. And give yourself maybe, let's say 15 minutes. Do this by yourself. And let me tell you something, what's going to happen when your hands is under your thighs and you sitting on them. You see, I just got that little itch in my ear, and I scratched it, then I just got one under my chin. See, I was able to take my hand and get it. But when you locked up, you lose that freedom. See, that's what I try to get them to understand. So when I'm talking to some classrooms with children, I say, I can show you what it's like to be locked up. Take both your hands, put them up under your thighs, and sit on them. And don't move them until I tell you, right? And a lot of them look at me like I'm crazy. But that's what it's like when you lose your right to scratch your ear when you feel like it, to scratch your chin when it itches. See, when you can't just go to get the things that you want, you got to make the difference. And you have to make that difference in your community. You have to do that showing who's responsible. I think we might get ready to come up with another one of the interviews. So y'all this was right. Check it out. I'm with People to People, have a podcast here. And can you introduce yourself again?
Hi, I'm Alden Young. I'm an associate professor of African American Studies at the University of California, Los Angeles.
I was listening to you during the program, and obviously you do a lot of history on the situation. Some of the questions that I had over there myself was, how is it that they're going to address these problems with the situation with the people that's already in power and the youth that's coming up?
That's a great question. I think one of the problems is that, there's the military and the security services and an older generation have been in power for a long time, and they've spent most of the resources of the country, but they haven't left enough for a really talented and energetic youth. And so I think in some ways it's a generational change, how to shift resources from an older generation to a younger generation that's really trying to rethink what Sudan is and to rethink what democracy can mean in Sudan.
I think I was sitting there listening, and I was just thinking, I looked around and I wanted to see how many people had a young person in here with them that they can listen and understand their perspective on what's going on. And if we're looking for any change, and this is not just in Sudan or any other country, but I'm talking all over the world, we have to start to address these issues with the young people.
Oh, I wasn't born.
Okay, so, but again, I appreciate the information that you had. What I would like to do is I'm going to give you my card. I would love to do another interview with you, but it was very important that this information be shared and that we get the young people involved and get them to understand the position that's going on, because when you think about it, with most of us who already been in this situation, we have our thinking, but we have to also prepare them to hear their perspective on things and how they look at it, and then see how they would go about it as well to make the difference.
No, I think you're right. I mean, I think a lot of it is about getting the youth involved and keeping the youth engaged.
Yes.
And Sudan is a great example of not just the youth, but younger people forming these resistance committees, which we heard a lot about, neighborhood resistance committees. And they're neighborhood groups of people, professionals, some of them are doctors, some of them are,
it's time
people who
to
pick up
come back
garbage,
now for our
people who live together in a neighborhood who recognize that, there's no future for their country unless they come together and organize and really think actively about the future of their country. And in Sudan, they've been doing this for more than 10 years.
The break is over.
Actively protesting and uprising and dreaming of a new and better Sudan.
Please come back.
I think in many ways it's a really good and hopeful example for the rest of the world.
Yes, I agree with you 100%. And I really, really appreciate what you do and offer to this whole situation. Platforms like this is very much needed, and what we need to do is make sure that we get the message out let people know that it's time for change and for us to get the information with the youth and our elders so that we can come up with a solution, because there can be a positive solution to the situations and the situations that's going on. I thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much.
All right. Okay.
All right, now.
Everyone, this is the last call. Please take your seat.
Okay. Here we go. We back here. I'm telling you, I had a fantastic time there interviewing. It was several other interviews that I was doing, and it was just an amazing opportunity. I was just so excited about everything that was going on, and it just I left there and ended up going to Philadelphia to go down to help my wife get moved into her new apartment down there. No, we not separating and divorcing or nothing like that. My wife down there getting her hustle on. She down there handling her business legally, helping me to survive and doing the things that we doing on this end. And sometimes we have to make those sacrifices. So kudos to Zena Grimes. Thank you so much, baby, for what you're doing and the sacrifice you're making. I appreciate it. She happened to be in the studio with me today because she has some personal things we have to deal with this week. And we ask you to keep us in prayer as we move forward to deal with some very personal health issues that I've already given to God, and I know there's going to be a good outcome. But again, now I'm a little jealous though. She got that little bachelorette apartment going on down there. That mug is sweet. I was sitting down there, smoking my cigar on the balcony and just chilling. It was sweet. But it's all about making change. So let me get back to that. That's what it's all about, making change. What we got to do is keep focusing. Here we're going to bring in another one of the interviews that we had at the event. So check this out. It was phenomenal. I'm telling you, it was real sweet, and I'm excited that I had this opportunity to get there to interview some people. So we get ready to bring that in a couple of seconds and let you see what's going on and what was going on Saturday over there at the Hyatt on Capitol Hill, where all these people were in there. And they was on a mission to make a change, to look at the future, and work in the communities to make things work together. So again, it was an experience that gave me some ideas on some of the things that I want to do here with people as we move forward to get things in order. So. It's going to actually take some of you to contribute. That's why when I put the Cash App up there, listen, let me tell you something. That was one of the questions that was there. They was talking about how is it going to be financed? How are they going to finance it? You know something? Those people was not joking. They were saying we got to come together to make it happen. That's why when I do put the Cash App out, it's not about you. I've always been able to take care of myself. What I'm talking about is doing things so that I'll be able to bless other people. And when you blessing the program, that puts us in that position where we can actually do this, and we can do it and keep moving forward. We're a nonprofit. Right now we probably need to raise at least about $50,000 to finish getting all the equipment and stuff that we want. We need about $50,000. We probably already spent close to $20,000 alone getting different things done. And I'm talking penny pitching to do that. So, when you contribute, that's what you do, and I'm talking about, I've had people send $25. I had people send $100. I had people send $500. I had one individual send $1,000. And let me tell you something, we take that money and we put it into the process of getting all the things that we have and needed to run this studio. And like I said, it's not easy. Get on there and start to checking out what the cost of the equipment is. Plus, I have staff. I got one young lady that I'm fighting hard to try to get our program going so that we can get financially stable, so she could be here on a daily basis and be able to live and we can be able to help her to pay her bills. And that's like anybody. If you work in Giant, if you work in Walmart or whatever. So, it is what it is. Okay, so we're going to come in with that interview, another one of the interviews, and just check it out.
Sit down and get comfortable here. Basically, what do you contribute to this type of event?
So I've actually, back before I started med school, I started volunteering back in the Sudan and working in rural hospitals and trying to get an idea of what the general population needed. And then starting a medical school, and through a little bit of my residency, I created social media programs for educating the public, and a few of them have actually been broadcast on TV. So my main focus is education at the population level, at the needs level, because obviously there's a limitation of being able to provide care while I'm still here in the United States in training myself. So, and with the hope now that I've recently finished my training, I'm fresh out of training, completion of training, I'd be able to actually provide direct patient care back in the Sudan.
Okay, and do you have a problem getting support in the, getting information out? Is that something that you find as a challenge?
Actually, not at all. People have been very receptive in terms of allowing me a platform to provide the information. What has been difficult in the past is providing direct patient care in Sudan. So that's the more difficult one. But people, the population in general, the feedback that I've gotten on those projects has been very positive, and it hasn't been difficult at all in that sense.
How serious do the people in the United States take the information that you talk about that comes from your country?
So it's not so much the people here in the United States, it's that I provide the information to the people in Sudan from the United States, yeah.
Okay, so that's a good thing. So actually they know that they're getting some support and people are getting information about what's going on in Sudan.
Yes, so I try to do that as much as possible, but again, my main focus is to educate the people of Sudan how best to take care of themselves from a healthcare perspective and a day-to-day health management.
That's really good. I really thank you for what you do. I'm really impressed with what's going on here. One of the things that I heard, one of the questions where they were talking about how do they survive after they get things started.
Yeah.
But basically it's people like you who make it so that people understand that you have to collaborate and come together to keep, the opportunity open for everybody to move forth in a positive way. So I thank you so much for what you do.
Thank you. I appreciate this.
My pleasure.
Thanks for speaking to me.
All right.
Man, I tell you, that was just interviewing those individuals was so inspirational and so inspiring to me. And remember, it's not about me, it's not about you, it's about us. And I'm not talking about just us in America, it's all over the world. We got to change how we have these negative energies, images of each other, and we make the difference. Who's responsible for our future? You are. We are. I am. Who's responsible for changing? You are. They are. We are. I am. Who's responsible for our communities? We all are. We all got to make a change. And we got to do what we can do. Remember, when y'all tune in, please know that this is something that I love to do this because I care about people. I care about our future. And I'm hoping that what we do at People to People make a difference in your home and in your communities, in your business, in your spiritual growth. I love the Lord. I love God. And I watch different people from different ethnic backgrounds, like my partner, Ehab. Sometimes he come in and I call him, he say, hold on. He does it diligently. He prays. He get his prayer in. And I don't know, I'm not trying to put his business out like that, but I respect it. I respect what he does when he do that because he's serious about it. And when I see somebody take that real serious, I think that shows a little more about them as an individual. I pray too. I just don't do it like he does. I was riding down to go see my wife, and my wife said, "Oh, well, how was the ride?" And I said, "It was all right." I said, "I was just quiet. I didn't even cut on the radio. You know what I did? I was talking to God. Me and God, we was having a conversation. I was just riding. I was talking about the things that I wanted to see develop from people to people. I was talking about the things I wanted to be a blessing to some other people. I wanted the financial support to come in. I want us to be able to expand with the podcast. All these things I was talking to God about while I was riding, and it was a good ride. It took me about 3 hours to get there because of traffic situations in different areas, but it was a good ride because I had the opportunity to connect with my father, God Jai. With everybody that tune in, remember, it's not about me, it's not about you, it's about us. In God we trust. This is People to People with Rodney Grimes. I love it, and I'm going to tell you something. Remember, we got Motivation Monday, Let's Talk About It Wednesday, and Date Night Friday. We got a lot of good things coming up. I'm going to keep giving you information. We're going to soon be, we got Nas Joda's production that's going to also be start doing some videoing. We got some other production things that's going to be coming up. So if you're in the music business and you trying to get some more exposure on different levels and you want to get some of your stuff seen over in Egypt and different places, get in touch with us because we have the connections. Y'all tune in. The next time I see you, it should be Let's Talk About It Wednesday. Hey, remember, I love you, God loves you, and guess what? Anything that you can conceive in your mind, you can achieve. People to people, power to power, positive thinking people.
Positive thinking people. PTP. Positive thinking people. Every Monday night, every Wednesday night, every Friday night, every Monday night.